Martin from the Washboard Resonators. We're going to do another guitar story. This time it's about this wonderful 1931 National Duolian guitar. It's a lovely story about how I came to get it, and I also figured something out about the original owner after owning this guitar. But firstly, thank you to all the regulars that get in touch after we've done these guitar stories. We did one last week about my guitar that used to belong to Peter Green. Lots of messages, so thank you to the regulars. And if you're new here, just subscribe below so you can see more. So in the summer of 2019, I was looking for another vintage National. I'd played a lot of weddings, I had some spare money. So I was looking for either a Duolian model or a wood body Triolian. I went to see a guy called Dick Appleton, or Softshoe Sam. Check him out, he's amazing. He had a wood body Triolian for sale. I went to see it, but it needed a lot of work and he was wanting top dollar, and I thought it would be too much money sunk in the guitar. So I went away, very sad really, because I wanted that guitar. And luckily, my friend Ian McWee, who runs Diamond Bottlenecks, who make the best bottleneck slides, he got in touch because I chatted about buying an old National, and he said, Martin, there's a 1931 that my friend is selling. It's really good. Do you want me to put you in touch? So Ian came back about 10 minutes later. He said, Pete would love to talk to you. Here's his number. So I rang Pete. He said, come down. So I got to Pete's house in the Midlands in the UK, and Pete was a cool guy. We had a lovely chat. Big Eric Clapton fan. He'd met Eric Clapton a few times. He'd seen Jimi Hendrix in his local village hall. Great player. So we came to a price. I drove away, and I was driving up the motorway, and Dick Appleton messaged me to say, Martin, that wood body Triolian, I'm willing to let it go for this particular price. And I had to stop and text him back and say, I'm very, very sorry, but I've actually just bought an old Duolian. I wish I'd have known sooner. So what do we know about this guitar? Well, Pete told me the history. Pete had bought it in the early 90s, 92, 93, maybe 94, I can't quite remember now. He wanted an old National, and he contacted a dealer in the US, and they found this one. The dealer bought this off the original owner's family. I believe the original owner had just passed away, and the original owner had bought this in 1931, and they lived and played in Alabama, and that makes so much sense if you see the way that the chrome has bubbled off the tuners, and how anywhere where the stainless steel plating's been worn away, it's very, very, very rusty. So how does this guitar sound? The steel body is very reverberant. They have a lot of warmth and power. I think the lightweight steel body helps, and the mahogany neck makes for a very clear, full sound. That I said I stumbled upon by accident. Well, Pete said the guitar was just as worn when he bought it, and I got it home, looked at it, and I couldn't really figure out why the wear spots were where they are. One day, by accident, I think I figured it out. In the Washboard Resonators, we were getting ready to record a Hawaiian style song that we wrote called Lazing by the Lazy River, and my electric lap steel was over in the rehearsal studio. So just one day I picked up this guitar just because I was going to work some of the parts out, and as soon as I started playing on my lap and I looked down, I suddenly realised that where my hands were and where the movements were completely correlated with all the wear on the guitar. My fingers made sense. Where a slide might wear made sense. Even where some buttons or some cufflinks would have worn made sense. The arm wear, the wrist wear, So I'm pretty certain that this guitar would have been played lap style with a nut riser, maybe Hawaiian or blues style. I got the original case with it, which is kind of pretty knackered, but you know, it's there. The fretboard was replaced. I've got parts of the original fretboard in the old case. It just did what a lot of old Nationals do, which is that they, over time, just splinter and fall apart. So as I filmed this in October 2020, when I was at Dick Appleton's, he had a really nice Gibson L-1, exactly the same as Robert Johnson's, and it's a peach. And I said to him, if you're ever selling, I want that guitar. Well, he got in touch recently and said, I'm selling that guitar. Now, because of COVID, I've not been able to go out and work and gig anything like what I'm used to. So I have not got the money to be buying expensive vintage guitars. I've survived perfectly fine, but the extra money needed. So Dick actually said to me, why don't you bring that Duolian and what money you can afford, and we'll use this as like a payment towards this Gibson L-1. So there we go, that is the guitar story for this 1931 National Duolian. I hope you've enjoyed that. We play 20s, 30s, 40s style blues, jazz, ragtime and hokum. And yeah, you can subscribe or find us on Instagram, Facebook, Spotify. It all really helps and is much appreciated. So thank you very much everybody, and goodbye.